Certified stunner, talk nice. Certified stunner. This is a certified stunner. Get enough to live twice, you a newcomer.
Hello and welcome to this 2K Sports presentation of the WNBA.
Tonight, it'll be the New York Liberty going up against the Chicago Sky.
And from near Southside Chicago, I'm Blake Zuniga, joined by Brian Banafatemi and Tim Swartz. We're ready for some hoops.
And one thing you know, when you come to Chicago to face the Sky, expect some rowdy fans.
Yeah, every time these women step on the floor, there's pride on the line, a desire to give these fans a show, and most importantly, deliver a win.
And so for the Liberty, this is the first of 4 games they'll play this season against the Sky.
Now here's McBride. Back to Thornton. Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to McBride. The three-pointer, no good. Here's New York now. One place this Chicago team needs to improve is their three-point shooting.
Well, the Sky were last in the WNBA in threes made per game at just about 5. They also took the least amount of triples, so I would say that's a point of emphasis with this team.
Well, they call them layups for a reason. It's not easy to miss that close to the rim.
Pass to Hayes. Ionescu. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Tiffany Hayes.
They really set Ionescu up for success there. Perfectly positioned with a good look at the hoop.
McBride outside. Thornton. Here's Thomas. And Brittany Griner with the block. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. On the wing, Kayla McBride. 5 to shoot. Over to the left wing. Here's Melissa Smith. Plenty of space. Drops one in from the wing.
What a confident player Smith is, wasting no time with the rising fire.
Pass to Griner. Pulls up on the elbow. It's rebounded by Thomas.
Well, I'm going to say the defense got pretty lucky right there because she's going to make a lot more of those than she misses when she gets that much room.
Now here is Thornton. On the wing, Kayla McBride. To the right side. Pulls up. That's no good. Couldn't get her first shot to go.
And now they're 1 for 5 to start this game. Having trouble getting it going.
Reiner, covered by Thornton. Now here's Griner. Back to Stevens. Foul called that time on the way up. And those were 2 chances at the and it's going to be on Melissa Smith. In 2021, the WNBA introduced the Commissioner's Cup into the season, and as a result, a second trophy.
You know, for you soccer fans out there, it's very similar to what you see in soccer. You have the regular league competition, in our case, the WNBA regular season finals, but also a cup final. So there are 2 championships to win in one season.
Now here is Ionescu. Stevens, covered by Thornton. The 8-footer, it's good.
That's a great example of Stevens' comfortability and focus around the basket. So effective down there.
Here's Heidemann. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one.
Perfect screen there. Set her up with a terrific look.
Yeah, but that's a bad job by the defender to not fight through that screen to contest.
You want to see more effort there.
Now here's Griner. It's a 3-point game. Here's Stevens. Up and in on the layup.
Well, that's just Stevens playing big right there. My goodness.
Here's Heidemann. Covered by Ionescu. Pass to Thomas. McBride left side. And again, it's the Sky from deep.
I mean, that shot just becomes effortless for her when the defense is so relaxed like that.
Now here's Ionescu. And she can't answer back the three-pointer offline.
Well, offensively speaking, it has been a tough quarter for her.
Pass to Heidemann. McBride. And that misses. That would have put them up. Ionescu outside. Now Stevens. Over Thornton. The shot by Stevens, no good.
Being that close to the hoop, I thought she had enough room to nail that one.
Back to Thornton. Pass to Thomas. Over Griner. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. New York in the lead.
Well, the term unicorn, a one-of-one type player, certainly fits Alyssa Thomas.
We really haven't seen a player like her. I mean, easily leading the WNBA when it comes to career triple-doubles. Thomas is 6'2", but she never takes threes. You watch her play, there's never been a player like her in the W.
Chicago again missing.
Even without that three ball dropping for her, the defense should have done way more on that last play.
Yeah, I mean, the D's got to be better as a coach. You can't stand seeing her having that much space to get her shot off.
Now here's Thomas. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Screen by Smith. Here's the three. That falls. Great assist by Kayla McBride.
Selective in when she takes threes. Smith is effective from deep, and that really helps his team with spacing.
They set a pick to the inside. Garrett. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good.
Well, that pick, it worked like a charm. A nice job taking it right to the tin for the layup.
Pass to Thornton. Heidemann. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Now here is Hayes. McBride covering. Here's Ionescu. The three hits it from three-point range.
They wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're locked in right now, really making the most out of their possessions.
I love the game plan from this coach early.
For three, Kayla McBride. That's a bucket. Her third of the game, and she shot the ball 7 times.
A shooter who doesn't really need much space to be effective. McBride has a quick and accurate release.
Basket good.
She is one of the best when it comes to making the sweet lead pass.
Sky trail. Smith outside. Pass to McBride. Inside, Thomas. And she takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And inside, Thomas has tremendous touch around the paint.
Now here's Griner. And down it goes. 2 points.
She's been key for them, the way she's distributed the ball.
No doubt. Look, when the offense runs through her, smooth operation.
Now here's Thomas. Pass to Heidemann. Smith. Screen by Smith. And it's blocked by Brittany Griner.
Such a strong defensive prowess. I love how Griner makes shooters think not once, not twice, but probably at least 3 times before shooting the rock around her.
Boy, they're shooting the lights out from distance here early.
Yeah, how do you stop this? I mean, it seems like they can't miss right now.
Alyssa Thomas attacking. Smith, no good.
Well, you have to like the work on the boards here in the first.
Yeah, coming out of the gates with great energy. Kind of like they got shot out of a cannon. They're really setting the tone.
Boom.
Now here is Ionescu. 9 points in the game. Count that as her 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
She's hit the ground running here in the first quarter and just has put together a nice quarter offensively.
Pass to Thornton. Thomas. Heidemann. Covered by Ionescu. Here's Heidemann. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for her. Chicago again missing. And here's Ionescu. And that's not going to go. So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. Liberty out in front. A lopsided first quarter in the books as we get ready to begin the second quarter. And taking a look at the Liberty performance here. Guys, what are your thoughts?
Really hard work being put in from the glass by them from the get-go.
Yeah, everyone's done a great job boxing out for them here, and it's showing up on the stat sheet.
Pass to Uhas.
11 feet out. The rebound by the Liberty.
And stolen by Uhas.
And yep, it's good.
And Uhas is such a tough cover in the front court. With her size and skill, she really makes the defense work.
And here's Cannon. And that's collected by Kayla McBride.
Well, sometimes you're going to miss even the easiest of chances.
It's good, and she makes the first shot of the game.
She had her head on a swivel and was able to still pick up the pass and get the assist.
Samuelson outside. Rebound by Uhas.
Terrific job defending the basket that time. It's not an easy task stopping her when she's headed to the rim.
And Samuelson pulls it down. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Pass to Zandalesini. Out of bounds. Liberty ball as New York keeps possession. Samuelson. Here's Vanham. New York, no good that time either. Right outside. Offline with the three.
Well, that's just excellent perimeter defense right there.
Samuelson outside. Pass to Mack.
Here's Zandalesini. There's a screen. Clock at 6. Vanham, no good. Now here's McBride.
She's guarded by Samuelson.
To the middle. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Tremendous job getting inside for the layup. Got the deep thinking jump shot, gave her a little pump fake, and it opened it right up for her.
And the Liberty call time here.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Second quarter play with almost 3 minutes gone. Pass to Zandalesini. And here is Stevens. She's covered by Thomas. 6 to shoot. To the paint. Ball stolen. And here we go, the sky fast break. Here's Gardner. Makes a fantastic move and nails the shot.
A nice run they've put together here to bring it close.
They really got hot, and I didn't think I'd be saying this a little while ago, but now it's anyone's ball game.
Back to Hayes. It's tipped. They retain possession. Sabrina Ionescu from outside. Chicago trailing here. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played.
And now we see them really working it inside.
Yeah, getting quality looks around the rim. That's fueling this run.
Outside Hayes. Pass to Ionescu. Tries to snap the cold streak. And she lays it in.
What a huge night for Ionescu. These coaches should keep letting her cook. When she gets rolling, it is tough to stop her.
Well, after retiring in 2023, Tiffany Hayes joined the Aces mid-season last year.
Yeah, good thing she came back, right? Ended up winning 6th Player of the Year, proving she's still a dynamic scorer.
Pass to Stevens. Now here is Ionescu. Again, Sabrina Ionescu missing. Now Gardner. Now Thomas. She's guarded by Stevens. Gardner with it. Thomas outside from deep.
Max grabs the miss.
New York leading. Stevens with it. Now guarded by McBride. Pass to Ionescu. Over to the wing. Right side, Stevens. Good.
Desiree Stevens.
And it's the Sky ball. Their defense has allowed only 4 points in the quarter. Down low. Deflected. And stolen by Stevens. Now here is Hayes. McBride covering. Pass to Ionescu. This one for three. Gets that one to fall. That's her 6th field goal, and she has shot the ball 12 times.
Well, let's see. That triggers another little explosion from her after hitting 3 triples in the first quarter.
Timeout called the Sky. The Liberty making a switch here. She's guarded by Hayes. Pass to Thornton. Heidemann. Chicago again missing.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the boards hard.
And that effort has really been the key to their lead.
Ionescu outside to the paint. A kick out to Hayes. Off target with the 3. And so is Chicago with it. 7-point differential. Pass to Heidemann. Thomas outside. Just 5 on the clock. Will it go? No good that time. On offense, here the Liberty. They've led by as much as 10. Back to Griner. Now Ionescu. Griner with the screen. The shot by Ionescu, no good. And stolen by Hayes. Pass to Stevens. And here's Griner. Right block shot. That's her 4th basket of this game, and she's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
Not afraid to play rough and rugged. Griner shows the ability to power through contact.
Here's Smith. That's in there. Alyssa Thomas with the assist.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, that was a very high-quality shot they created.
The drive by Ionescu. And the Liberty getting another bucket right there.
It's the lefty. Hayes ready to shoot the moment she gets the pass.
Now here's Thomas. 13 feet out. Misses off the right iron.
Well, controlling the boards, they're +5 in that category.
Yeah, and look, rebounding, it's not a glamour stat, but if you look at the scoreboard and you see the result.
Ionescu misses.
Yeah, I'll tell you, her 3-point shot has looked pretty bad here in the second half. She's trying to shoot her way out of this slump, but I think she's got to give it a rest and try something else.
And the play stops. Whistle on what looks like an illegal screen. And a moment to check out who the New York Liberty have coming up.
On Saturday, they'll be playing the Fever in Indiana. And then on Tuesday, they go back home and they're taking on the Golden State Valkyries.
And for their matchup with the Valkyries, that's a contest I'll keep my eye on. It's going to be game number 5 of the year. And of course, get off to a fast start in the schedule. That is a huge performance for her. She drained 3 3-pointers in the first quarter, and she's got 2 more here in the second.
Here's Thomas. She's guarded by Hayes. And here's Heidemann. Tried to come right back with the 3 of her own, but it's no good. Pass to Hayes. Ionescu outside. To the middle. And the layup's good off the glass.
Never scared to score near the hoop. Ionescu has a really impressive touch inside.
Thornton, she's guarded by Stevens. To the left wing. Thomas a screen. Shot clock at 6. No good. Had a chance to end the run there. Pass to Ionescu. Misses the deep three-point attempt. And that does it for the first half of play. Liberty out front. They lead by 14. And we will see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball in just a bit. Getting back to the action now, it's been a one-team show so far, but we'll see if that changes. And, you know, no surprise, but Ionescu has been exceptional here, guys.
She is seeing the court so well tonight. She made some phenomenal passes in that first half.
Yeah, and they say that she's not the best playmaker, but hey, you could have fooled me with the way she's performing right now.
This is not just another regular season game. It doubles as a Commissioner's Cup contest as well.
Yeah, a second trophy to win during the WNBA season. I like it. It adds a little extra excitement to the WNBA regular season.
Thomas. The kick out to McBride. Picked by Thornton. 6 to shoot. That falls. Great assist by Kayla McBride.
A team-oriented leader with a passion for making others better. McBride is simply a fantastic teammate.
Sabrina Ionescu from outside. The shot that time not on target. Right outside. Pass to Thomas. Griner with the rebound.
She just hasn't looked right. She hasn't. And something is off with her mechanics, I think.
Here's Hayes. Here's Stevens. McBride covering. They double her with McBride. Griner's shot is off. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the third quarter. Here's Heidemann. Can't hit it from 12 feet.
Man, and they're 1 for 4 to start the second half.
Hayes with it. Thornton picks her up. Outside Hayes. Pass to Stevens. Over McBride. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the line.
Well, no task is too tall for Stevens because she'll fight through contact all day if she has to.
And the free throw, no good.
And here's Heidemann.
Back to Thomas. For 3, Kayla McBride. That's good D by Tiffany Hayes.
Some of the shots she's taken today have been absolute head scratchers. She's out there playing like it's a game of horse, and it's not.
And a miss there on the triple.
They had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And when she's open like that, you don't see her miss that sort of look very often.
The catalyst of the team, McBride is dependent on for buckets, and I'll tell you, she usually delivers.
They're lucky that pass was just deflected and not stolen. Dodged a bullet there.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. And now Now Griner. She's got 8. Shot clock at 5. The shot's good.
She's been one of their more reliable options today, and it's her shooting that has given them this lead.
Some tough offensive sets, and they really want to turn it around.
They got to lock in and need a basket just to regain some momentum.
Time called here. The Sky decide to talk it over. And now we're 3 minutes into this third quarter of play. Pass to McBride. Thornton. On the wing, Kayla McBride. Now Heidemann. Clock at 6. For 3, Kayla McBride. The second chance effort. And Thomas with the layup.
You've got to be aware of Thomas there. She's one of the best on the O boards.
Now here's Ionescu. She's guarded closely. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
You have to make sure your feet are set. But when you set those screens, they'll get you for it.
I thought maybe she was set. Now, I know that's a difficult call to make, but I think maybe they got that one wrong.
Here's Heidemann. Looking for her first basket still in this one. Thomas lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Well, just taking what she sees. Have to appreciate how Thomas breaks down defenses and pick and rolls.
Lots of All-Stars changed teams in the summer of 2024, including Alyssa Thomas.
Yeah, spending her first 11 years with the Connecticut Sun, finishing top 5 in MVP voting in each of her last 3 years. Thomas was so close to getting the Sun their first WNBA title, losing twice in the finals. Just for Thomas, an incredible run in Connecticut.
Right wing. And here's Heidemann. Pass to McBride. The 3 is up. That shot missing.
I wouldn't put it past her to eventually start hitting those, given what she did in the first half.
Now Hayes. Outside Stevens. Reiner. She's covered by Thomas. Now here's Ionescu. Three-pointer. That one is off.
Okay, look. I know she isn't having the best of games from the floor, but it hasn't seemed to hurt them.
Now Heidemann. Quiet so far offensively, searching for her first points of the game.
And she doesn't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions.
Pass to Ionescu. Stevens in the post. McBride covering. The shot by Stevens, no good. On offense, here the Sky. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. Thornton, she's guarded by Griner.
First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Up top. She's guarded by Stevens. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Here's Banham. Pass to Stevens. To end the drought. And count the basket. She was fouled, and she's going to the line for one more. And the Sky making a change here.
And you can't understate the importance of this game. Both teams with a shot at advancing.
Well, that's what makes it so interesting. I love the addition of this tourney, and the players seem to like it as well.
Pass to Gardner. Here's McBride. Shoots the 3. The rebound by Brittany Griner.
The way she's been going this quarter, they're going to need someone else to pick up the slack.
And there's a pick. It's tipped. They're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. They got to score.
And the basket basket by McBride.
Special delivery right there, fellas. Just a wonderful entry feed.
And here's Banham.
No scoring yet from her, but that's likely to change. Pass to Griner. From beyond the arc. New York, no good that time either. Chicago with the ball. They trail by 11.
Now here's Gardner.
She's guarded by Hayes. And here's Kayla McBride from the arc. Good on the three-point shot.
There you go. That's the stroke we saw in the first half.
On offense, here's the Liberty. They've led by as many as 14 points. Pass to Hayes. Beyond the arc. Offensive rebound.
She just continues to struggle from the field. Now, her team has been able to overcome her performance, but I'm not certain that she's going to be able to turn it around today.
Was not phased at all by the bigger defender on her. And in the low block, I thought she might be a little phased.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that would be her comfort zone, but hey, she looked pretty comfortable right there, didn't she?
Out of bounds, it'll go to the sky. Chicago trailing here.
Pass to Gardner.
To the inside. Now Banham. She's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Thomas outside.
Juha sets the screen.
Inside. That's in there. Alyssa Thomas with the assist.
They're going on a nice little run here.
And getting to the rack has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Down low. Gardner with the steal. Pass to Thomas. Four on the shot clock. To the paint. She drains it in outside. The shot clock ticks down.
That's their third straight make off an assist, and it's always good when you can score points by getting teammates involved.
Yeah, that's just great ball movement.
Here's Banham. Pass to Hayes. New York, no good that time either. We're at the end of the third quarter, and we've still got a close one. It's the Liberty up by 2. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Now Banham. To the inside. Mack gets the bucket and the foul.
And Rebecca Gardner picks one up.
You know, that is right where they wanted to get that ball.
And that one misses. And so it's Chicago with it. A 4-point game.
Mack grabs the miss.
Some great tight defense right there. Got right up on her and forced the miss.
Just close enough to bother her on the shot, but disciplined enough to avoid too much contact.
With the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
That's some old school defense. Just telling them no easy layups. As simple as that. And I like to see it.
And good on the second, so she makes both. On offense, here are the Sky. They trail by 6.
Here's Juhas. Rebecca Gardner on the wing.
Pass to McBride. Lets it go from 14. And the jumper is on the mark.
You love to see that offensive mindset from McBride, and fans are rarely disappointed with her intensity.
And here's Ionescu. Here's Zondelasini. Lets it fly. Banham, no good.
Well, thus far, they managed to overcome an off game from her offensively.
Here's Gardner. Dives for it. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Liberty.
I think she was surprised to see that pass coming her way. She reacted too late.
And the Liberty making a change here. New York leading. Pass to Banham. Here's Zondelasini. Sinks the triple.
You know, I'd like to see more of that from her. She's been passing up on her shot a little bit more than usual. You know, even though she is hitting the ones that she takes.
Now here's McBride. Here's Thomas. Got a piece of it.
Ionescu has it. A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. And again, it's the Liberty from deep.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic, and it's a big part of why they've been able to get good looks.
Absolutely. The defense unable to react quickly enough to deal with their passing.
To the middle. And she uses the glass on the layup.
What an excellent assist. It really led her to the perfect spot.
Pass to Zondelasini. Here's Mack. She's covered by Thomas.
Solid job by the defense to get in her way as she was going up to the rim.
They set the pick. And the layup is good.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they keep allowing easy looks inside.
Back to Ionescu.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by now. Just 5 to shoot.
Pass to Mack.
There's the triple. The shot misses.
Covered by Ionescu.
That's another one for her. Her fifth in just 7 shots.
Not much resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic. In fact, I'll just say it, they are automatic.
The Liberty making a switch here.
Now here is Stevens.
Ionescu up top.
Back to Stevens. Pass to Griner. And you can count it. She'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
A matchup nightmare for many defenders in this league. Griner's a creative offensive talent. They're working hard to get inside and draw contact a little more than they did in the first half, Tim.
You know, and defensively, if you're trying to battle back, you can't keep sending them to the line.
For 3, Kayla McBride hits the 3-point bomb.
She's really picking up where she left off in the first half.
And here's Griner. Pass to Hayes. Garrett. And so she earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and she'll shoot 2.
14 foul. At the line for Liberty. Garrett. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
No good on the second free throw.
Well, she did enough there. She made it a 2-possession game at least.
Right outside. 6 on the shot clock. New York with the rebound. They've led by as many as 14 points.
Now Ionescu. Pass to Hayes. Stevens. The kick out to Hayes. Sabrina Ionescu from outside. They get the rebound. Soft touch off the glass.
She was the first one to react to that miss. I mean, that's just a hustle play on the putback.
Covered by Ionescu. McBride from the arc. And again, it's Chicago with a three.
Despite her troubles in the first half, she stayed composed, stayed focused, and now she's getting it going.
Griner with the screen. Three-pointer. Ionescu misses.
Well, maybe she thinks she can shoot her way out of this cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Someone tell her it's time to give up the three.
Pass to Thornton. On the wing, Kayla McBride. To the inside. That one is good again. He is 6 for 8 from the floor with that basket.
They can't afford to give her that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you have to fight over the top of it.
You need some help as well.
Now Griner. Back to Ionescu. Outside Hayes. And stolen by Kayla McBride. That evens the score. And the Liberty call time here.
They've seen enough scoring in the paint and wanted to send a message to their team. Lock things up inside.
Yeah, you're right, Tim. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all those points coming against them in the paint.
And maybe it's more help. It's the front of player. They've got to try something.
Here's Ionescu. Pass to Griner. Here's Ionescu. And the ball out of play. The Sky will have it.
Those types of mistakes are magnified when it's a tight game like this.
And these guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assists.
When everybody's involved offensively, it's in a way helping you defensively too.
Right outside. Shot clock at 6. To take the lead. Stevens grabs the board.
On an open look like that, she's just got a gift for making the weak coverage pay.
That's a surprising miss. She's almost always deadly when she's that open, even from way downtown.
With the shot. And again, it's the Liberty missing. This possession gives them a chance to take the lead.
And Blake, they don't want to let it slip away.
Smith left side. Pass to Heidemann. Thornton. And here's Kayla McBride from the arc.
Really, she's had a nose for the ball. She's their top rebounder.
Well, she has been today, no question. Just an unbelievable effort that she's showing on the glass.
Ionescu up top. Outside Stevens. Griner. And she can't stop this drought. Another miss. Thomas with the ball. He's picked up by Griner. Right outside. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. On offense, here the Liberty. Outside Hayes. Pass to Stevens. And here's Griner. Ionescu. McBride covering. The three. It's money from deep.
Talk about coming up clutch. How about Ionescu sinking the huge shot?
Now a timeout called by Chicago.
Kayla McBride. She's guarded by Hayes. Yes! A tremendous three to tie it up.
And they finally fought all the way back to even the score. We've got a whole new ballgame.
Yeah, and they've got all the momentum in the world right now after that comeback, so you just have to like their chances the rest of the way.
Off the inbound pass. Rebound Chicago.
Hard to figure out why she didn't bury that one. Had a defender near her.
Back to Thomas. And 2 free throws coming up as she misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there. It's going to go on Brittany Griner. Can't knock it down, and they really needed that one.
Even with the miss, he got the big one there to put them in front.
Here's Ionescu. Missed.
Wow, it is a huge day on the glass for a player who's, you know what, they're giving up a lot of size to bigger players out there. Very impressive.
Good on the first, and that will put them up 2.
Oh, still early in her career, lots of room for the Alyssa Smith to grow. That's scary.
Ionescu outside. Fires the 3. Misses the 3. And an intentional foul there. Stops the clock.
A smart foul there to try to extend the game.
Yeah, this isn't over, but the clock's as much of a problem for them as the score is right now.
They need some missed free throws.
And she is unable to get the second one. So a close game sees Chicago taking this one. That was a fun night of basketball and a fabulous finish.